welcome to the Full 42. We are here. We're going to talk about the best movies of 1992. And we have a guest with us because last time Mike and I got yelled at by everybody for putting Hudson Hawk in the list. So we gotta bring some different opinions and set us right. So Matt Paquette is with us today. How's it going, Matt?
Well, how are you?
Matty P. Can you say my Matt?
Matt, you were on, I didn't look at the date, but you were on, it's been a while, right? Maybe a year ago?
Couple of years?
Maybe.
It's been a while.
Year and a half, maybe? Yeah, so it's been a while. So we're going to take you through the new and improved lightning round because I don't think you've gone through that one before. That's how long it's been. We got a Luca painting, we got some announcements, and then we're going to hit the top 5 movies of 1992. Everybody,
just to say, I would not have been one of those that disagreed with you about Hudson Hawk.
Oh, really? So you like okay, so we brought the right person on.
Excellent movie.
Awesome. Yes, action. Who's that, Matt? Yeah. Matt, as long as we got you on and we're introducing you here, for those of you that don't know, is it mattpaquette.com they can go check out, right?
They can, yeah.
Yeah, and you can go look at virtually every board game in existence that he's worked on. It's like tens of thousands at this point, right? It feels like it. I saw a picture once that you did that showed like 30 or 40 games, and it was the ones that you did in 1 year or something.
Yeah, some years were pretty busy.
That was crazy. Hi, Di. Yeah, so go check that out, especially if you're looking for a graphic designer. Let's see. Let's go ahead. Do you want to do announcements first or lightning round, Mike?
Let's do announcements first and let more people come in.
Yeah, the announcements. So other than Luca paintings, this is the boring part. We'll get through real quick. Let people come in. That's funny.
Love it.
And it looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So announcements. We know what we're doing next week, which isn't always the case.
Yeah.
Next week we have that confirmed, right? So we can say an announcement. We got Eric Ling next week.
Nice.
From the calendar link that I sent him, so he didn't forget, and I got confirmation. So I'll remind him again this week. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
We're gonna break away from our '90s movies list that we've been going through for that one. Although I'm sure he has his opinions as well.
I was gonna say, is Eric a big movie buff? But
Sure.
I feel like Eric has many opinions about virtually almost anything you put in front of him, and they'd be fascinating here. And the reason why I'm sure about that is because we have a surprise top 5 with him, and it's going to be a surprise to him as well.
Oh.
We're not going to tell him until it's live.
He said he didn't want to know prior to. He said he wanted to know night of.
So,
hot seat 5.
Yeah, exactly. So I almost want to do a whole bunch of them just to make them answer them in order. But so if you have ideas, throw them in the comments. Maybe they'll be better than the ones we've cooked up. Let us know what you think would be a fun one to spring on them.
I think that I know he's not watching. I think the top 5 Erics would be hysterical.
That would be funny. It makes me wonder, like if you were to ask me who the top 5 Chris's are, I wouldn't know. I don't know. I could pick like 2 off the top of my head that I used to know but don't know anymore, kind of thing. You know, it's so.
I think it'd be a hard list, like the top 5 people with your first name. Yeah. I think it'd be easier for me to come up with top 5 Chris's than it would top 5 Michaels.
Oh, I don't know about that. We've had a show with like 5 Michaels.
Right. How do you pick? Also, I just found out, fun fact, Michael Keaton is not Michael Keaton.
Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
Yep. I've heard that one before.
Yeah.
but
can't use that one.
there was already a Michael Douglas.
Already used.
Two. So in his quote, he says there was one that was doing really well in the movie scene, and there was another one that was making soft porn like Basic Instinct. I had no idea.
It's fair. Let's see. Oh, this is going to be a board game convention. Oh, nice.
There's going to be, oh, what? Really?
I hear there's one in Syracuse too.
Yeah, there's definitely,
I've heard of that one. I don't know if it's real.
Everyone's coming.
Let's see. Any other announcements, Mike?
We got next week. I got Lucas painting. No? Not yet. Yeah.
All right.
Maybe.
Let's jump to Luca's painting. Yeah.
Luca, we're gonna do your painting.
So Luca, is that the one we're hearing back there?
Come here. Luca and Mika. Mika doesn't want to come over to me right now. Come here.
Luca is Mike's 2-year-old, and we like to show a painting every episode. And on that painting, he's expressed himself, but we're going to see what we think. You can say in comments, live or not, what you see in the painting. And tell us, we'll figure out which one of us is craziest. It's kind of like a Rorschach test.
We already know you take the cake on that one.
I do often come out with the more darker ones. I'm going to try not to be dark. It doesn't help when he's drawing like black skulls in the night, though.
Yeah, there's one I haven't done yet. That's pretty good. I mean, the decapitated knight was good. That was pretty dark.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, he's 2.5. He was the one that was on earlier, and he's been doing this for over 2 years, over 2 Decembers. So about 1.5 years, right? Here, take your Monsters Inc.
There goes one right now.
Yeah. Mr. Water News. I found all my Monsters Inc. toys. So I took him down from the attic, and he's been watching it like crazy. So
nice, Andrew.
Now he's got all of them.
Good movie, by the way, since we're talking about movies. Andrew.
Hey. So yeah, this one is from May 5th. I believe this is the 69th one that we've done. I think next week will be the 70th that's been shown. Although he's got way
crazy.
more. And before the show, I asked Matt if he wanted to do green or red, and Matt said red. So this is today's.
Oh, nice.
Whoa, man! I would buy this board game. Whatever, like if you didn't put a logo on it or anything, that would make me pick it up off the shelf. Whatever that is.
I'm seeing like a Cyclops monster with a snout and the jaw at the bottom. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm getting
like this is the eye.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Totally.
I'm getting like alien vibes. You know, you remember what was that movie with Amy Adams where like the aliens talk?
No, yeah, the messaging one. I can't remember.
Yeah, it starts with an A, I think. Arrival. Yeah. Like that's what I first thought of as like some kind of alien splatter.
Oh my God! You know what this makes me think of? You know the TMNT video game. You know those little robot thingies?
Oh, the little eyeball things.
The Mousers.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
That's the top of that's the skull thing. Yeah.
I think I don't get the crazy one this time. I think Steven got it this time.
Uvula the game.
Definitely.
Before I forget, there's a game coming out. I'm pretty Phil. Let me know if it's out yet. I know it was at Millennium, and they're pushing it from Skybound called Contrabanter, and Phil's the designer of it.
Phil,
nice.
Had a chance to play it here in Syracuse. He's local. I'm not sure if it's out yet or what the release date is, but I know Millennium had it on like a special like play something new thing this weekend. So congratulations to Phil about that.
Do we have the rebel symbol if you turn it 90 degrees?
So that's what I see. That's exact. If you go this way with it,
yeah.
Like I almost see it's the
Phoenix.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I see. But now I can't unsee the Mauser.
Yeah, I
It's
can see
totally
that.
Mouser. Like it's that's exactly what you can even see the little peak of the snout at the front.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's a good one, Matt. I mean, I still like the. I've been saving this one. I still do like. It does look like, even from there, it does look like the symbol, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see that.
I can't unsee that.
It totally does. That's great.
I like that
He's
one.
getting better at signing his name too.
Yeah, he's doing great, isn't he? Look at his. He's even doing the 24 really well.
Wow. Better handwriting than me.
Oh, I'm dribbling all over myself.
Awesome. So before we get into the whole top 5 list, we're going to make sure this is a nice long video like all our others. So we're going to throw in something fun, the lightning round that we like to do here. Now, it has changed a little bit recently, so there's some new questions. We'll see if you discover some of them. Let me share the right screen and we'll get into it. So for those of you that hasn't seen it before, let me switch. I like us to be over on the other side. There we go. If you haven't seen it before, there's going to be a question behind here, a yellow or red path to go along, this or that. And then as you go, Matt, it's going to go down the path. And we're going to ask these questions. And finally, at the bottom is going to be revealed the not non-fictional, but the fictional character you are most like. You're the non-fictional character. We need to see the fictional character you are most like. This is very scientific.
This is very similar to how I organized my top 20 movies of 1992.
Oh, that's funny.
You go to a website and you chuck the list into a website, and then it just asks you question after question of this or that movie, and you pick them, and you answer it maybe 150 times, and then it ranks them for you.
That's what I do with most of my lists. That's how I do it. I take one of my favorites out of the list that I just eyeball, and then I take the next one and I go this or that. Okay, that. Yeah. And I just start adjusting. If this one beats that, then does it beat this one? Nope.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, there has to be a tool for this because I am lazy. So.
I enjoy the process. That's why I did. Like when it comes to board games, it's usually like, what do I want to play? This or that, you know.
You just do what I do, and you don't put them in any order, and then you piss Chris off every time.
You cheat. Is what you do. Cheat.
It's my top 5 in no particular order.
All right. So first question: Euro or American board games? And now that's kind of an old-timey question these days because not all of them fit nice and neatly into that package. But
Euro.
All right. That takes you down this path. 2 30-minute games or 1 1-hour game.
Oh, if you were to bump that up to 2 1-hour games or 1 3-hour, I would definitely do the 1-hour ones. And I think I'm going to stick with that answer, 1-hour game.
All right. Nice.
It's a nice round number.
Yeah. Super intelligence or super strength?
Intelligence.
Okay. I haven't seen somebody pick strength yet, and I wonder if there's just some people who are like, I know I'm supposed to say intelligence, but want strength. Not that I think that's what's going on. Boba tea or slushy?
Slushy.
You don't like boba teas?
Oh God, those tapiocas they don't belong in liquid.
I feel exactly the same way.
Truth here, I've never had a boba tea, so I can't really.
Oh, I've tried it, and it did not change my that impression.
I liken it to the roe that's on sushi, and I don't like that. So.
Oh, okay.
You can get boba with the fruit instead.
Yeah.
So you don't have the tapioca.
It's so weird to have something in your drink. I don't even like chunky ice in my drink.
It's like pulp and orange juice.
I either want liquid or food, not a mixture. Anyway, this is your lightning. That's a good one. Have to end every meeting with "I love you" or start every meeting with high fives?
High fives.
High fives. Get the energy going. Some meetings that would probably be kind of problematic.
Sure.
Be a student at Hogwarts or Xavier's School for Mutants?
Setting aside the author's views, let's say, I'd still go mutants.
You still go mutants?
Yeah.
Gives you some powers. Hopefully you'll have more Magneto level and not Jubilee level.
It's my super intelligence. Come on, Chris.
There you go. End sentences with "I have spoken" or "so say we all."
So say we all.
Nice. There's no wrong answer there.
No.
Play the same game forever until you win, or never play a game again after you win it.
Never play a game again after you win it.
Okay. So many games.
There is so much content out there. I'm happy to move on. That's how I play board games, whether I win it or not. Pretty much.
Can I play devil's advocate here for a second?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Go back. Can you go back to that question?
Yeah.
Aren't they the same?
No, you play one game until you win it. And then the next game you play, you have to keep playing that game over and over again until you win it. The next one is never play a game again after you win it.
Right, but if the yellow is play a game forever until you win, once you win, you're not playing that game anymore.
You
can if you want.
Same game twice.
You can if you want.
Okay.
Sure.
But you'd have to win again because you started it over, right?
Yeah. Okay. I gotcha.
I could see that. I could see where you were arguing with me. Tap dance when you walk or whistle while you type?
Whistle while you type.
You type a lot, though, don't you?
I do. It would annoy the fuck out of my office mates.
I'm with you, Dave.
All right. Final one here.
See? Okay, getting a couple people on my side here.
Corey always argues with me, though.
Well, so Dave too. Dave usually argues with me. Now he's on my side. That's rare.
The powers and morals of Superman or the money of Batman?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna go money of Batman.
Interesting. All right.
Because I could be mortal that way.
And you want to be mortal that way?
I do right now.
It's true. All right. You've answered the questions. That came down scientifically proven. Samwise Gamgee.
Samwise Gamgee. I can take that. I'm down with that.
Wait,
That's a decent one.
Money of Batman brings you to Samwise? Wow.
Yep.
Is there any logic to the people that you're going to?
Oh, it's scientifically proven. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's huge formulas, weeks and weeks of study go into this. Yeah.
I hear you.
Right.
Wait, go back. Eric's saying you did something wrong.
What did I do wrong?
You went the wrong way with the whistle.
What? Oops. I did. Uh-oh. Oh. See, the science is only as good as the person running it, right? All right, let me go back to it. Well, we got to see an alternate ending, DVD extras. I went yellow whenever it was supposed to go red. Okay. Now, unfortunately, that means you know which way yellow is going to go here, but, you know, I expect you to answer honestly at least, right?
I will answer honestly, as I always do.
Scuba diving or skydiving?
Ooh. I'm not fond of heights, so let's go scuba.
See? Scientifically proven you were always meant to be Samwise Gamgee. All right, well, I'm glad it worked out then. That's a demonstration.
Yes.
Wait a minute. What is that saying about my intelligence? Hmm. Okay, so that's our lightning round. Mike's disappeared for the discussion of 1992. So all of his picks are invalid.
No, all of his picks are like, what was the, isn't there a Pauly Shore movie, 92?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, there definitely is.
Every
Yeah,
number
it
of
might
Mike's
come up on the
picks.
list.
Can you wave? Say hi.
I can't stand Pauly Shore, so it's not going to be on my list. All right, so as always, I kept Star Trek and Star Wars movies off, although I don't think there were any this year. But I'm doing that for all the lists. Other than that, I had nothing that stopped me from putting anything else on here. This is all our opinion. This is what we enjoy watching. This isn't a formal list of the best movie from here to here, according to whatever people that know what they're talking about. So this is just our. We can't be wrong here. This is our opinions, right? Any other caveats?
I'm curious because now this will be the third list you and I have done, right? We did 90. Well, we did the 80s, then we did 90 and 91. And we've seen Matt chirping in the comments about movies that he loved and everything. I'm curious. You waving? I'm curious. We've talked about movies that mean something to us. There's definitely movies that have come up that are not stellar in quality, but we love them because of nostalgia or
whatever reason. Yeah.
Yep. What did you do? Are you going with like just bangers, or are you going like emotional nostalgia? Like what brought you to your
Me?
list?
Yeah.
So as I've mentioned this a bunch of times, I worked at a movie theater. I was working at a movie theater during this time from 1989 through like the year 2000, maybe.
Oh,
wow.
And so I saw a lot of movies. I was telling Chris I saw Little Mermaid 6 times in the theater, and 4 of those were on dates with different women. Or I guess when I was like 18, so it was girls, not women.
Sure.
But yeah, I have a lot of nostalgia. For a longest time, going to the movies and sitting in that seat before all of this stuff where you could get like, beer and different things and nachos and all this stuff, popcorn, candy, drinks. That's it.
You didn't have hot dogs?
Not in my
Really?
town.
Okay.
Well, when Gloucester opened up, yeah, there was a big Gloucester 5-plex.
Gotcha.
But I think it was my solace. It was my safe place.
Mm-hmm.
I would sit in these seats and it's just like, yeah. And unfortunately, that has changed a lot over the years. But so I have to say that the driving force behind this list was kind of a combination of how much did I enjoy the movie and how nostalgic did it make me feel.
Okay.
I kind of have 2 lists, but I haven't actually made them. The second list will be like an off the cuff one for like a list of honorable mentions. But I have my top 5. I actually have my top 20, but
yeah. I've got a good list of honorable mentions. I'm sure we're going to step on each other's toes.
Probably.
A lot of this one. In fact, this year, it kind of felt like the ones that are on here are really strong, but there are fewer of them than some of the other years we've done so far. But they're really
more individual standouts.
Yeah.
A list of these are all good. Yeah.
Just one more thing about what you were saying as far as like the theaters and stuff. I don't know if the experience sitting in that theater and watching the movie, it has changed for me as well. Like it's not the same anymore. I don't know if that's because I've changed so much that I'm more sensitive about what's going on around me, or that people just don't have the same culture as to go into the movies. Because it felt like when I was young and we went to the movies, everybody knew to shut up, right?
Yeah.
But that was before cell phones. That was before all this other stuff. Now with cell phones and, watches that light up and all this stuff and people talking and laughing over the movie and stuff, it feels like the culture's changed so much that it's just not the same anymore.
That's very true. That's very true.
It's probably a combination of both, because when you're a kid, you don't care that much about stuff, right?
That can probably be said about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
But I definitely agree. Definitely agree.
There's a movie theater near us that is doing doing like this VIP thing. I don't know if you've seen this in other theaters, but if you get tickets for this movie in VIP mode, it goes into a secluded spot. So you have to show your ticket again to get into. And then in there, it's free drinks, free popcorn, and I think they have some like cheaper candy or something like that. And it's all you can eat. And there's much fewer people in there because of it, and it's nicer seats and stuff. And when there's fewer people watching and stuff, I kind of feel like I can go back to that kind of thing. Plus, the popcorn and stuff isn't so expensive that now I don't get all this stuff because it's like $40 to eat popcorn and candy in a movie theater. So
it's funny you say that. Sorry, Chris, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was done.
I think it all depends on what type of movie it is and what the crowd is around you. I had a buddy of mine that his job called for him to get up very early in the morning. And he got up. It just happened that the time he gets up, or he's up at, before he leaves for work, their radio station does these call in for promo tickets for these sneak preview tickets for movies. This is back in the 90s and early 2000s kind of thing. So he would always get them because he would, at the perfect time, he would be up and he'd be calling. So one of the times we went and saw the sneak preview. So it's a jam-packed theater for 40-year-old virgin.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not a big dick and fart joke kind of guy. So I don't if I'm watching something on my own or with a couple people in the theater, I won't guffaw at these movies. Oh my God, the laughter was contagious for this screening, and it was such an enjoyable experience because of that.
It really does depend on who you're watching a movie with. I remember watching Napoleon Dynamite once by myself the first time. I was like, this movie sucks. So much that I didn't even finish it. And then I watched it with some friends, and it was hilarious. And it was the same movie, but because we were laughing at parts together, and it became this contagious enjoyment. So, yeah, I get that. All right, so why don't we jump into it? How are we going to do this one? We're going to snake around. We're going to start with who we want to start with.
I think I only saw 3 of these movies in the theater.
Oh, that's interesting.
Even my
How many
list,
did I see in this theater?
even on the honorable mention list, I believe I only saw in the movie theater. I think I only saw 3 of these. Everything else was after the fact, either rented or I have a couple of these I just not recently, but more recently saw than when they were.
I only saw one of my list in the theater, and then there's another one on the honorable mention that I have.
Of the 20 movies I have listed, I probably saw 18 of them in the theater.
Well, because you were working there. Yeah.
Right there. Sure.
That's fair.
You can say the same thing about games that were released in 2023. Of the 5,000 that were released, I worked on 500 of them.
Right. Right. Only worked on 4,500.
Yeah.
All right. So number 5, what are we going to do? You want to start, Mike? We'll just go in circles.
I can. Yeah, I'll start. So
you know what? Before you start, I don't want to step on Matt's stuff. So why don't we have Matt start since he's our guest?
Okay.
Trust me, you won't step on. I doubt you'll step on this one.
You want some weird ones? All right.
My number 5 wasn't a huge box office smash, but it has one of my all-time favorite actors in it. And this was it's a very cheesy movie, a very American kind of underdog kind of movie. One of the guest star, one of the guest, not the guest stars, but the not leads was this favorite actor of mine, Oliver Platt, who I love. I just love him and stuff. And like I even watched like that Chicago Med show that's on now because he's in it. So the movie's Diggstown.
Wow. Okay. I haven't heard of it, but I love Oliver Platt, so I would want to look.
So the lead is James Woods, and Louis Gossett Jr. plays this washed-up boxer that there's this town called Diggstown, and he basically says Louis Gossett, this guy can do he can fight 10 boxers in a row and beat them all. And Bruce Dern is the evil villain of the movie, and he's like the Mercedes driving villain, like who has like a lot of money and stuff like that, and James Woods comes in and basically is coaching Louis Gossett Jr. and it's really good. It's one of my that's definitely hits the nostalgia.
I never knew what that was called. I've seen this movie like 15 times on TV, and I always caught it like near the beginning and just watched it. Back in the days where you would just move the channels and then
good, right?
Yeah, it was great. It's never con man, I believe, is the correct term. Yeah.
Was it never swindle a swindler? He's like, I think the phrase you're looking for is never con man.
Never hustle a hustler.
That's what it is,
and yeah. Oh, that's a great pick. I totally forgot about that one.
I've never seen it.
Oh, that's a good one. You
should see it. It's good.
You should see it. You would like it.
I wrote it down.
And Bruce Dern is great at everything.
I forgot Oliver Platt was in that. Was that he was playing his friend? Is that?
Yeah, the very first scene you see him playing, he's hustling this guy at pool, and he ends up clearing the table in like 30 seconds flat.
Yeah, con man hustle stuff like that.
I'm a sucker for con stuff, though.
Yeah,
I really
like that stuff. Yeah,
hugely.
Good pick, Mike.
Me, my turn.
Yeah, we'll go counter or anti-clockwise depending on. Do they go counter or anti in Canada?
Counter.
There's that game. I swear we played it. That what is it? Something Momo game with the tiles and it says anti-clockwise in the rulebook.
Yeah,
it could be a European.
You guys ever watch Psych?
Yeah.
I've heard it both ways.
Yeah, I've heard it both ways.
Okay.
The right way, then your way.
Yeah. All right. We've talked about it before. It's. I have to mention it. It's one of the ones that I saw in the theater. It's a sequel. It's got Michael Keaton.
Yeah, I'm pointing right at it.
Yeah. So one of the biggest ones. I mean, it's still the portrayal by Danny DeVito of the Penguin is so eerily awesome. He does it so well. And I know it's a lot of Burton and it's a lot of that, like you're in the darkness and it's got that kind of feel to the movie. But the way DeVito brings that character to the screen is just bonkers. Like it's like Joker-esque, like the creepiness of it's just amazing. His role in that, also Michael Keaton, there was a lot going on in the movie, but it was still as good to me. It was as good as the first one. So yeah, it seems like it's low hanging fruit, but I'll come out of the gate.
It's number 13 for me.
Is it? Yeah.
It's number 4. No, it's number 9 for me. Yeah.
Wow.
And Max Schreck, Christopher Walken in that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name? The guy that played Pee Wee Herman played.
Paul Rubens.
Yeah, Paul Rubens. He was in He was in it for like just one brief moment. He played Penguin's father.
Did he really?
Yeah, it was weird. It's a weird thing. He just got shoved in there for
Paul
some
Rubens
reason.
is in another movie that I have in my top 5.
Oh, that's interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah, I remember when the 89 Batman came out. Of course, it was huge. It was so big. People don't understand how big it was if you didn't experience it. Everybody had Batman everything, right? And I remember for like years and years, as they were talking about sequels, people were saying, oh, this person could play this and this person could play. Everybody was like, Danny DeVito needs to play the Penguin. And when it was announced, everyone was like, yes, this is perfect. You know, they did such a good idea there.
Yeah, I like what they've done with the newer stuff, right? Like in the Gotham series, the Penguin was good, and like he's such an interesting character because of what he's been through, right? But that movie was so like it just punched you in the face because you weren't ready for like what they were doing, and you knew the darkness because you went through Batman the first one, how dark the city was, but you really like hinged to the Joker, and then they showed you like this thing. And you're like, what is this thing? It was so good.
Well, they needed somebody as big on screen as Nicholson was.
Yeah, yeah.
And Danny DeVito fills those boots pretty well.
Yeah. Danny DeVito saved
ankles though. He had such tiny ankles.
His performance in that is what puts it on this list. Otherwise, it would fall into the Batman Returns category for me because the whole Catwoman part and all that stuff was a little like I didn't need that, but his whole thing, what was done with him, that elevated it for me. Yeah,
I like the Catwoman, like the draw, like they did well with Pfeiffer and Keaton and having them on screen and having that anti-hero kind of thing, right? Well, especially like for Catwoman, who she was. But man, that thing propelled with DeVito's character. Like that whole thing was just amazing.
Looks like someone's agreeing with you there.
Even finally. Well, that's strong because if it came out with another Hudson Hawk, probably get cancellation. So
I don't think I have any Hudson Hawks on here. We're just gonna call them Hudson Hawks every time. Yeah.
That's a disservice to Hudson Hawk, man.
I've got one. I doubt either of you. Matt probably saw it. I don't think Chris would have, but it's on the Hudson Hawk side of things. We'll see.
My number 5 is it should be number 1 because it's got it should be number 1 because of who's in it and how well it's portrayed. But there's some others that just had to beat it out. But it is a sequel. Sort of. It is a sequel. Sure. But it's Hell to the King, baby. It's Army of Darkness.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I guess it's a sequel. Yeah.
So Army of Darkness is so crazy, so weird, but there's so many moments in it that were just, it took it to that slapstick horror thing that they were just like, you know what, this is insane. Let's just go farther than it. And it's, Bruce Campbell at his best. It's
Bruce Campbell. I'm a massive fan of, but it's not on my top 20.
Really? Wow. Yeah. In fact, the series that came out just recently, that was
Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yeah. Oh man, it is just excellently done. And there's too many quotes and all that stuff. Boomstick and there you go.
I read something.
Number 1. Wow.
To talk to Bruce Campbell's character, I read something about Evil Dead, and Bruce Campbell gave up his pay, or he did something to help Raimi push the rest of it over.
Well, they're like best friends, right?
Yeah,
right. But like he wouldn't have been able to finish the movie, and Bruce Campbell was like, you know what, I got you, and he did something to the tone of like he gave up money, or he paid for something, or he did something to make sure that got finished for him.
He's one of the preeminent reverse actors. So when people act in reverse or whatever, apparently he's like really good at it.
That's funny. Yeah, I think he's hilarious. I like this. I like the actor. I like the characters and all that stuff. But it's just, every time we're playing D&D and zombies and stuff come up, someone's going to say something from it. It's quotable forever. It's a classic as far as I'm concerned. So that's my number 5.
Oh, there you go. Maybe it was your post that I saw, Steven.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's why Bruce Campbell's like in all the Spider-Mans, like the original Spider-Man.
Yeah, for sure.
And the most recent one, too.
Yeah. Yeah,
all right.
Strange, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was also in like Xena and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Matt, give us your number 4.
So I'm a big music guy too, and I remember already being a fan of. So this is one of the. I still play this soundtrack in regular rotation.
Oh, I think I know where you're going.
I remember going to see Pearl Jam at just over the river in Hull in Quebec, and it was at an arena. I think it was like it was the Versus tour, whatever tour that was, and there was probably 2,000 people in the arena. We paid $20 for our tickets.
Oh wow.
And it was awesome. And they played this song that's on the soundtrack. It's got Campbell Scott, Bridget Fonda, Kira Sedgwick, Matt Dillon, singles.
Oh,
okay.
I went a different direction with you. Okay.
Yeah.
I have never seen this movie in its entirety, and that's why I don't have it on the list.
I put this movie, I hold this movie in league with Empire Records as another one of its ilk.
I can see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good pick.
Yeah. Well, they had to be good picks because he's spent most of his childhood arranging them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only seen chunks of it. Yeah, in all different orders too. So
it's a good one.
I'll have to correct that. Nice.
Good pick.
We're being judged on our picks here. Decent pick.
So far, I'm the only one with a decent pick in Steven's record book. Just saying.
No.
My goal is to have no movies on anybody's list.
I found Steven's number 1.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, I'm winning.
Wow, number 1, Steven. Okay, all right.
What's your number 4, Mike?
Getting tricky. All right, I'm gonna keep it hot for a second and come in with Aladdin.
Aladdin.
Was
that 92?
Yeah.
Aladdin was 92.
Wow. Okay. We were just talking about that before we hit live.
As soon as I popped into the thing, it was like the third word that came out of your mouth was the word Aladdin. I'm like, oh shit, they're gonna talk about Aladdin.
That's funny.
I know there's a lot of, like, we've talked about the staying power of some of these movies and how some of them don't hold up and some of them still hold up. I just watched Aladdin with them just recently, like last week, the week before, and I still get a kick out of it. I know exactly what the hell's going on, but it's still enthralling to watch, like in the Cable Wonders and how he twists Jafar and Iago being an asshole. Everything about that movie is still fun to watch.
Yeah,
I love it. And I mean, it's a good story. It's a great movie because of Robin Williams. And I know we talked about the live action Disney stuff, and I cannot bring myself to watch the live action Aladdin.
It doesn't erase the old one,
I know it doesn't erase it, but I can't. I just can't, because I already know I'm going to go into it not liking it.
I saw Aladdin on ice.
That's pretty cool.
That's a weird one to put on ice because it's in the desert.
It was excellent.
Weird.
We had the you can imagine the flying carpet. It was just on ice, right? Because it's gliding around. Pretty
makes
awesome.
sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I love it. Watching Abu, like I like Abu. Abu is great, but watching, I paid more attention to him, and they drew him with so much sarcasm, and some of those, like when It's so great. The facial expressions, the way like he doesn't want to give up the bread, and then he's getting fucked with the magic carpet, and it just it's just so much fun. That movie's so much fun.
They do so much between him and the carpet where they hate each other right off the bat and then they love each other at the end. There's no talking.
No.
And you see that whole evolution of that relationship in that one movie. It's a great movie. Great pick.
And there's a lot, like we do it with Star Wars too, right? Like all the beeps and boops that R2 and BB do. Like you put into your head that he's cursing everybody off and he's sarcastic as hell. Like you fill it in, but there's no R2 facial expressions. Abu has the facial expressions, and you look at it going, yeah, no, he's cursing him out right now. I love it. I think it's such a great movie, and it's still like I still watch it, just like I'm watching Monsters Inc. Well, I watch it with them. I love that movie. Yeah,
well, I just watched Aladdin maybe about 6 months ago again because it's still a good one. So good pick.
Yep.
My number 4 is people are going to argue against it.
Great.
It's not the Hudson Hawk level. I mean, people to say it was pretty good and stuff, but I have to put it on here for simply because of the amount of times I watched it as a kid. Just how many times this was on, and I continued to watch it, and really the music kind of helped push it because it's fun Motown kind of music, and Sister Act just had a lot of fun comedy and stuff with it. It's a story that there wasn't a lot to it, but the different nuns, the characters and stuff, the fun parts were in there. But the music, that I kind of grew up listening to some of that kind of music because of my parents and stuff like that. So I already knew some of the songs when it came out. It was just something I couldn't stop watching a lot of times. And I like Sister Act a lot, and it's got to be on the list simply because of, not because it's like the echelon of great cinema, but just because of how much I enjoyed it.
It's a very entertaining movie.
It is, yeah, and it holds up too.
Yeah,
still good.
Yeah,
and Mike is quiet. So you don't like Sister Act?
No.
Or have you not seen it?
No, I've seen it. I saw it once. I don't like Whoopi Goldberg. Kind of like Jack Black. Like, I'm not a huge fan. I like Kung Fu Panda, even though it's Jack Black, because I guess I don't know. It's a little bit different, but I just don't like. I don't like. It was an okay movie. I don't
think I have any actors that I outright dislike before I see the performance. The closest one was Leonardo DiCaprio, and he's kind of aged and worked himself out of that dislike for me.
Same. There was a lot, like Departed, I think, helped propel him, but Shutter Island did that for me.
Actually, Departed revealed to me how over because he's next to everybody else that is like up here. I was like it kind of emphasized it for me. But since then, I actually think he's done even better stuff. But anyway,
one movie is it from this year? I think that he was fantastic in was What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think I kind of fell off of him.
Hey, what happens on your own now?
after Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, I mean that was a great movie, and that's the weird thing about him is that he was always picking great movies to be in. Yeah. So
what's the one with Brad Pitt where he's a stuntman or whatever?
That's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, right?
Is it good?
I have not finished it.
Oh,
I was just talking about that the other day, and that's not anything towards the movie. Something came up and I had to stop it, and then I just hadn't gotten back to it. So, yeah,
I think this one's gonna probably step on some toes, so maybe I won't say it.
No, you should. You're doing number 3.
I look at this one as kind of like the Ocean's 11 of 1992.
Okay. Well,
with a little bit of born, not even. Anyways, so this is maybe River Phoenix's last film. One of his last films, anyways. All-star cast: Robert Redford, Dan Aykroyd, River Phoenix, Sidney Poitier, Ben Kingsley, David Strathairn, Mary McDonald. Sneakers, one of my all-time favorite movies.
Sneakers, yes.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was 92.
Not just 92, but one of my all-time favorites. It's just a great fun movie. There's a scene with Robert Redford as he goes to hop over the bank. They're testing the security system at this bank, and he goes. It's scripted. He's supposed to just do like a quick, side hop over the counter, the wicket at the bank, and he slips and completely flubs it. But they kept it in the movie, which was awesome.
Funny. Yes, it's been so long since I saw. I completely forgot that was 92 and missed it whenever I was doing my research. But that's
Dan Aykroyd plays a blind hacker named Mother.
That's a great pick.
Yeah,
good pick. What a cast! Jesus.
Oh yeah.
I am so surprised none of us has stepped on each other yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, I thought we'd definitely be bumping.
My number one is gonna step on some toes.
I know it's gonna happen. I've got a few that has to be on other people's lists here. So
neither of you had Sneakers on your list?
No. Well, I missed that it was 92. Otherwise, it
wasn't my top. It's not the 5 that I at least have underlined, but it's on there.
I don't know if it'd be on 5, but it'd be close. Yeah,
that's a good one. I haven't watched it in forever, but that's a good one.
Yeah, it's not there because of this. I just haven't seen it in so long.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I want to rewatch it now. All right, Mike, number 3. Don't step on any of mine.
It might happen. If there's going to be a crossover, it's going to be this one. It's going to be this one.
It's got to be. There's 2 crossovers. It's got to be. I can't imagine that 2 out of my 3 aren't going to be stepped on. So
no, this one has to happen. So this, I thought before Matt started talking about the ensemble that's on in the movie. This one has one of those cast lists that you're just like.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about now.
What?
I think I know which one you're talking about.
I'd be surprised if it's not on either of your lists, but it's one of my favorites. I still love it. It's a fuck movie, but there's so many iconic quotes and scenes in Reservoir Dogs that it's
my number 1.
Is it
Reservoir Dogs? I didn't even have that on my list. I must have missed it.
Oh, it's so great. And the soundtrack, like it had a soundtrack in that movie that Guardians has in today's movies. That soundtrack for Reservoir Dogs is just killer. And there's so many moments that are adhered to music in that movie that when a song comes on, I immediately think of like Michael Madsen dancing in that.
Like in the middle with you, yeah.
Oh my God, there's so many connections there when they're walking through. Like it's so good. It's fucked, but it's so good.
Hey, Mike can't pull ahead when it was my number 1. Come on.
I said it first. Yeah. Reservoir Dogs. I would watch that anytime, even though you know what's going on. That movie is just, and the way they tell it, it's just got such a great. It's like Boondock.
I thought you were going in a different direction for All-Star Cast, but
there's a couple, but that one's got such Eli Roth and Madsen and Tarantino. Oh my God.
Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi.
All I can remember from that movie is why the fuck do I have to be Mr. Pink?
Why do I have to be? Yep. That's so great. So great. God, when they were cutting off the cop's ear, you're like, yep. So Madsen's out of his mind. Like, so great.
Yeah, it was good.
Have you ever listened to the soundtrack of the movie? Because what's great about the soundtrack is they have all of Stephen Wright's radio bits introducing the songs.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Because if you listen to the radio when he puts it on during that torture scene, it's Stephen Wright introducing that. And they have them all doing it. It's great. Yeah.
Movies.
One of my favorite soundtracks.
It really, I mean, I never really thought of it. You don't think about it at the time because you have nothing really to compare it to, but rewatching it after Guardians, like Guardians has such an amazing soundtrack that pulls you into the movie and creates those connections. And Reservoir Dog did that because every time Stuck in the Middle would come on, I would think of that thing. So before it even was a thing, it happened in this movie. So great.
Yeah. All right. Well, I had to move some stuff around now because you took my number one.
Was that on your list too, Matt? No, you said you forgot about it.
I must have glossed over it when I was doing my review.
So
but mind you, I feel confident saying it wouldn't have been in my top 5.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wow. It is my third favorite Tarantino film. So
top 5 Tarantino films.
Yeah, you could do it. All right. So I have to move some stuff around, but basically my number 6 has now been moved into number 3. So now this one might step on some toes because it is an all-star cast. Well, I mean, it's basically the best courtroom drama ever. It's A Few Good Men.
A Few Good Men. Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows I Want the Truth. Even if you never saw the movie, it's one of those quotes that people just know, right? Because it's so well done. You even got Kevin Bacon in there, and this is like the number one movie that connects him to almost everybody. If you ever do the 6 steps to Kevin Bacon, you can almost get everybody with Demi Moore and oh no, what was his friend's name?
Kevin Pollak?
Yes, thank you, Pollak. Kevin Pollak. He was in The Usual Suspects, but Tom Cruise, of course, and Jack Nicholson. It's such a good cast, such a good drama. Everything about it, and even the ending is, and not to give anything away, but even the ending just feels real, and you know, it wasn't.
I don't know what it is on my feed, but I've been getting a lot of Rich Eisen's show, the Rich Eisen show, where they do like the all those questions. Anyways, Kevin Pollak and somebody else, I can't remember who it was, basically recounted working with Nicholson on that movie. And he comes in, he does his shtick, and he like basically just one take wonder.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive. And Kevin Pollak does does impressions of him and stuff so all the time. Yeah, he has a great. I don't think he does it anymore, but he has a great show himself that was like a podcast they interviewed people with all the time, and it was very good.
Yeah. He did a good job with that. The Kevin Pollak chat show.
Yeah, it was very good, and they talked about stuff like that all the time. Yeah. But yeah, you got to do A Few Good Men. We want him on that wall. We need him on that. So that's my number 3.
So
what was your number 4?
My number 4 is Sister Act.
Sister Act. That's right. Okay. That's why I didn't have it written down. It's not on my list.
So my number 2 is I doubt it'll be on your list, but we'll see. This is the other movie that I was telling you about that I have my top 5 that Paul Rubens is in.
Okay.
He plays a bad guy, sort of. This is a very this movie spawned a television series.
Oh.
And it had the big villain was Rutger Hauer.
Is it? Well, I won't guess it because you're supposed to. You
go ahead, guess it.
Is it Buffy?
It is Buffy.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I love this series, but that movie, man.
I love that movie. It was again. I think this one really comes in. He was Wayne. He was because who was it? Who asked? Steven. Yeah. His death scene is friggin' hilarious. He's like,
Yeah.
It's such a fun movie, and Christy Swanson was good. Donald Sutherland as like the Giles character was just fantastic.
Yeah. It was really crazy to see Donald Sutherland in a movie like that.
And then Luke Perry as the dweeb, when you compare him to like what you've seen in 90210.
Yeah.
You know? It was get out of here. It was so good.
Yeah, I have it further down on the list. Now, I'm a huge fan of the series. Big fan of the series. In fact, I'm thinking about rewatching it again for maybe the fifth.
One of the best TV episodes ever.
Agreed.
Was Hush.
Yes. Yeah. I thought you were saying the shows ever, but yeah, of the episodes, Hush was amazing. Yeah.
Hush.
And there's hardly anything said in it.
My sister, some of her friends wrote an episode and submitted it to Buffy. They didn't take it. Oh, apparently they didn't take it, but it was basically exactly what Beer Bad was.
Which one was it?
It was the one where they started when they were in college, and the people were drinking out of the kegs.
Oh, where they become cavemen, kind of thing. Yeah. That's funny. All right. Wow. That's your number 2.
That's my number 2.
Wow. Okay. Nice. All
Everybody
right.
had that on their list.
Mike.
No,
I had it further down. It was further down, but it was down there.
I mean, I guess if not for the movie, the series might not have happened. But the movie, yeah, like it was. I think I watched.
Yeah, I agree with that, Donnie.
Sorry, Mike. What was that?
Oh, nothing.
If it wasn't for the movie, the series for sure, Mike.
I don't know. Hush. I don't know what Hush. Oh,
Hush is the name of an episode.
Yeah, I don't recall it. I got to go back and watch it.
And Donnie, the best part of Once More with Feeling is the counterpoint song with Giles and Tara. Come on.
Yeah. Well, they were almost professional singers, both of them, but yeah.
Yeah, they both are. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, Mike. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Buffy could become a whole episode by itself as far as
I have to go back and watch the series.
Yeah.
All right, number 2, eh?
Are you turning Canadian because Matt's here?
No, I do.
You said A?
Number 2, eh?
Yes.
What's that all about? A boot? What's that all about?
Don't say that.
You don't say a boot?
We don't say about.
Even Ryan Reynolds says a boot.
A boot?
He says it right.
Yeah.
In a funny way. Okay.
Yeah.
That's Super Cop was in 92? That's funny.
Super Cop, yep. That's on my
All
list.
right. Sorry, Mike. We keep interrupting you.
You're good.
What's your number?
I don't know. I know what I want to say is I got to go with Muppet Christmas Carol for my number 2.
It was going to be on my list for sure. It was so good.
Funny.
I have to. I love Gonzo and I forget the rat's name and how they're just talking to us and
Rizzo.
The story. Rizzo. But Michael Caine in that movie, like he walked around set angry. Like he wasn't jovial and happy and like he was just a dick on set because he was playing that character. Like he took it like he was playing Scrooge, like thematic theatrical
character. Yeah.
Method acting on a Muppet movie. That's great.
God, right? I just recently watched it. It was on. It was after the holidays, probably February, maybe. I still love it. I think it's great. It's one of the better. Like Muppet Treasure Island is good, and then the Muppets Take Manhattan was okay. But I think the Christmas Carol one is done. It's done straight, but it's just a little bit off to the side to make it like a Muppet fun kind of thing. And I would watch it anytime.
I think it's the most paused movie ever.
Basic Instinct, yeah.
Is that this year? I don't think so.
It is.
Is it?
Basic
Oh, wow.
92, yeah.
It's in my top 20.
Yeah, I would put it in top 20. Yeah, I don't think I've seen the Muppet Christmas Carol. I don't think I've seen that since it came out.
Oh, just watch it whenever. Like I'd watch Christmas Vacation all the time. I'd watch it every day for all year. I love it. Muppet
Where are you going to put a tree that big?
Bend over and I'll show you. I wasn't talking to you. That movie is probably my number 1 all time. But Muppet Christmas Carol does it for me. Like that. It's just a fun. It's Christmas Carol, but like with Muppets. So like Christmas Carol, it gets old. Like Scrooge, what Scrooge did to the that story, right? Like the Ghost of Christmas Past, Present,
Right.
Future with Carol Kane and that whole thing, the way that they took it and kind of added to it. Muppet Christmas Carol did just enough to make it like, I don't want to watch Christmas Carol over and over and over, but Muppet Christmas Carol, I will watch over and over and over.
Yeah.
I should go back and watch it.
I mean,
Maybe I'll
Robin
do
and
it.
Tiny Tim, come on.
Oh yeah, my God. No. God,
Yeah, I'll go back and watch it.
that's an awful idea.
I'd watch that, Dave.
You see somebody's wrist right in the center.
I was just about to say, I was like, how do I word this?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right, so number 2, Muppet Christmas Carol.
All right.
Was that on any of your lists? Like even on your 20?
No.
No.
Like I said, I saw it probably that year and then
that was it.
seen it or even thought about it since.
Michael Caine.
And I like the Muppets.
We talked about 80s movies and I talked about Cocktail. Cocktail is not a great movie. And I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan in that movie. But what makes that movie for me is Michael Caine's character.
That's not Michael Caine.
That's Michael Caine.
Brian Brown.
In Cocktail? Why do I think what am I thinking of?
Why are we talking about Cocktail?
Because I thought it was
Because he loved Michael Caine in Cocktail.
Oh. Okay.
I thought it was Michael Caine. What am I thinking of where he's the bartender?
The more you know.
Oh yeah, that's not Michael Caine, is it?
He's an Aussie.
Yep. Wow, what am I thinking of then? I got to look back and figure that one out. All right.
Okay, so my number 2. Okay, so my number 2 showcased one of the greatest bands of all time and brought a new generation back this amazing song and one of its many hilarious scenes. It's probably the only really it is absolutely the best thing movie to come out of Saturday Night Live.
Oh,
so it's Wayne's World.
Oh.
So Wayne's World, I was just the right age to be a doofus enough to love this movie when it came out, quoted 1,000 times, dance around. I will tell you, at some point in my late 20s, I got paid almost exactly $5,000, and we got $5,000. Like it's going to be in my life for the rest of my life. Everything that happens, the stupid quotes. It was right in the right time of my life. What was I, 13? No, I was 14 at this time. So, yeah, hit the right comment.
I enjoyed that movie a lot.
I mean, I still think about Sergeant York, the Dick York, Sergeant York thing with Bewitched. It just the stupid little things that they put in that movie.
The one thing I loved was the coffee shop was called Stan Mikita's instead of Tim Hortons.
I didn't say I didn't.
Stan Mikita's an American hockey player.
That's good.
Funny.
I didn't pick up on that.
But I mean,
You probably wouldn't know.
What am I going to do with a gun rack? Yeah, all those quotes and stuff. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, there you go. Trying to. Yep.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
I was working at the theater still when that was out, and I remember trying so hard to figure out where I could order one of those Wayne's World hats.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
so that I could be the guy, right?
Yeah.
And yeah.
Great soundtrack too, by the way.
Really good soundtrack.
It's not just the Queen song which I was talking about, Bohemian Rhapsody, but it's got a lot of great music in there. Jimi Hendrix. Yeah.
It's got Hendrix. It's got a whole bunch of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Great soundtrack.
Yeah, the music in that movie is nothing like my number one movie. My number one movie, Again, star-studded cast in this one. Feature like one the villain. Yes, they do. Who is that?
That's Barry.
Oh, Jesus.
Jeez.
And so the villain actor in this movie has retired from acting, actually. And or was he the villain? I can't. Anyways, so it's a Western.
Oh, you took my number 2.
Yep.
This is my number. Well, my number 1 in this regard.
Yeah.
But yep.
It was. There were so many contenders for number 1.
Sure.
This one was certainly, I think, the one I enjoyed the most. It's got one of my favorite actors from one of my favorite shows, Warehouse 13, Saul Rubinek, who's from Montreal. And it's Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood, Morgan Freeman, Gene Hackman, who's retired from acting, Richard Harris, and Saul Rubinek.
Yeah. That's my next one as well. I'll have to grab my 7th one. But yeah, it's my favorite Western. It's so good.
It's very good. It's just the long in their tooth, desperados kind of. It's such a great story.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, a lot of good. Yeah, he should have armed himself. Yeah.
No, not the bodyguard.
There were no good guys in that movie, which is great.
Yeah,
that's a great movie.
Can I take a nature break for 1 second?
Yeah, of course. I'm just going to talk about it a little bit because he was talking about Gene Hackman being the bad guy, and I was like, I already knew where he was going with it. I was like, wasn't everybody the bad guy in that movie? Like there were no good, but you still liked each one of them for different reasons. Yeah. Maybe Gene Hackman played the least liked bad guy is what happened.
The least liked. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Gives him a little bit.
He's the one that you wanted to get it.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. But I mean, even then he was like, you be William Money, killer of women and children. And you're like, oh, he did that? Maybe I shouldn't be rooting for this guy either.
You know? Yeah, it's an interesting line, right? Of who do you like because of all the stuff they've done.
Yeah. And there's no like white hats. They're all dark gray to black hats. It's it's one of my favorite. It is my favorite Western. So
speaking of white hats, have you seen what's the Tim Blake Nelson one? Buster Scruggs?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix. It's really good.
The Coens, man, they're just
I like Coen brothers. All right. So that was your number 1. Excellent number 1 because it was what I was about to say. So Mike, what you got?
So you had your number 1 taken, and then your replacement number 1 was taken.
I had my number 2 taken.
Oh, okay.
No, I had my number 1 taken, Reservoir Dogs.
Okay.
And then my replacement, which was number 2, number 1 was just taken. So
So that's good.
I'll have to put my number 7 in there, which is still a decent one. I'm so happy with it.
I'm sure it is. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with another animated for my number 1.
Animated.
Uh-huh.
And I just didn't really look at animated, I think, during this time. I don't know which way you're going with it then.
It's got Christian Slater in it. And it's got Robin Williams in it. And it's about rainforests.
Fern Gully?
Fern Gully. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
I still love this movie. There's not as many quotes as I get out of Aladdin from it, but Batty Coda, Robin Williams gives me so many good things. I really like that movie. Also, like watching it when like younger, I didn't really care about the rainforest and like environmental shit, right? You're looking at it from it's a cartoon and it's funny, haha. And now watching it again, like it's got a lot of like poignant moments about like rainforest deforestation. Like it's a great movie. I adore it. Lift. I need lift. Puff up. Puff up. They hate that.
I think the really hard thing for me about these years that I was working at the movie theater, for a lot of people that, going to the cinema is an event, but really it was like a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Thursday or whatever for me.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, that's not to say, I mean, like, whatever, but it's just so happened that I worked at a movie theater. Mm-hmm. And so it's really hard to narrow things down when there's not as much specialness as to be tied to an event.
Right.
Yeah. In my late 20s, I started freelancing for the first time, and I lived across the street from a movie theater. I actually lived on the edge of the parking lot. So
nice.
Almost every day I would just walk over there, not even know what was playing, walk in there and go, oh yeah, and walk into it. So cool. I get that ability to do that. I kind of miss it, actually.
Oh yeah, I would see movies that I would never ever pay to see.
Yeah,
and you sit through them, and you're like, well, we're here.
Yeah.
I've only seen Ferngully once. I'm not sure I finished it, and it was maybe a couple of years ago, so I have no nostalgia to it.
Wicked nostalgia, and still the movie. I think the movie is still great. I don't know what other movie could really everything else here could have been like Aladdin could have been one, but Ferngully, it's got that nostalgia. It's got a great story. It's got good moments. It's got the funniness. Like Robin Williams just kills it. Both animated, like him as the genie and him as Batty Coda. It was just amazing.
Steven, you can't rob me of my points if he says it before me. I had it higher. I'm just saying. All right. So my number 1 and my number 2 has already been taken. So I'm going to use my number 7 at this point, which is There's No Crying in Baseball. This was a surprisingly good movie when I saw it. Tom Hanks, everybody, he was already big star there and stuff. And Madonna was like, okay, in a movie, that's weird. But I think it was Rosie O'Donnell as well. It was just a weird mixture of people, and I'm not even a big sports person, as you know. So I saw it almost as I guess I'll watch this kind of thing. And I went and I was so into the movie immediately. The characters were fun. There were great and funny moments, but then of course, just like a 90s style movie, they get you loving everybody with comedy and then bring in the drama at the end, and it's great and awesome. Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah. Madonna was better than I expected. Way better than I expected, actually. Yeah. So you still quote that one as well. There's no crying in whatever it is to you do it in the whiny voice. Yeah. So that's it. That's my number 7 since my 1s and 2s were taken.
That was a good list.
I really wanted to. There's a couple of movies I really wanted on that list. Mm-hmm. One of them was School Ties.
Good movie.
Yes, I have that on my list. Yeah.
School Ties. Another one is Glengarry Glen Ross.
Another good
one. I don't know that one. What is that one?
It's almost like it's a one-room drama.
Yeah.
Almost with Al Pacino and 30 Rock guy. What the fuck's his name? Alec Baldwin.
Oh, Alec Baldwin. Yeah.
So it's basically a movie about it's an old play actually, and they did it into a movie, and it's about getting these salesmen that are in a room and they're trying to get these leads, and if they perform, they get these Glengarry leads, and Alec Baldwin comes in. He's like first prize, you get the Glengarry leads. Excuse me. Second prize, set of steak knives. Third prize, you're fired.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really good. Patriot Games is also on that list.
Yep.
River Runs Through It.
My cousin Vinny is my number 8.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. That was on my list.
And The Last of the Mohicans is also on the list. Yeah, River Runs Through It. that's like it's not as good as the what's the other one? Legends of the Fall to me. So
I
yeah,
was so confused.
yeah. I always like see it as lesser because of that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then The Player was really good too.
Oh, The Player. Yeah, I remember it. Was Cool World 92?
Cool World was 92. That was
Really?
on my list. Cool World was on my list.
There's
talked
a
about
movie,
That was
Roger
there's a
Rabbit.
1993 movie that better be on your list, Mike.
There's a what movie?
A 1993 movie that better be on Mike's
Oh.
list.
What one?
It was a movie that was probably the very first movie that I could get a novelty drink cup for it.
A novelty drink cup. I have a big list of 93. I haven't put them in order yet.
It was an animated movie.
Oh, animated.
From 93?
Yeah.
All right.
Animated. And I keep missing the it's probably Fire in the Sky then. That's animated, right?
No, it's not.
Totally animated, yeah.
It is Mask of the Phantasm.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I still have all my figures from that.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Great fucking movie.
Yeah.
White Men Can't Jump.
White Men Can't Jump. Mikey, have either of you seen the movie Toys? That's another Robin Williams. He had
Robin
three of them
Williams?
here. Yeah.
Toys?
Yeah.
Toys. Really weird. Like I didn't get it.
Hello,
obviously.
Cool J.
Yeah. Very odd.
No.
And it's got what's his who's in Cusack. Joan Cusack's in it. Like it's a weird one, but I remember that one standing out. I watched that one a lot. You ever seen Newsies? Get your hands out of here.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I hadn't seen it.
Newsies is great. Toys was very strange. I remember it being neat, but I remember it being weird. Luca, I can't. I'm doing this. Okay.
Bob Roberts was good too.
Which one?
Bob Roberts.
Bob Robert?
Okay.
I don't know that one.
It's with Tim. No, what's his name? The same guy from The Player. Tim Robbins.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to see it when it was on stage. I think it still is, but not.
Did you ever see Leap of Faith?
Nope.
Yes. Who's in that?
So Leap of Faith, Steve
Edward
Martin?
Norton?
No, Steve Martin. So Steve Martin plays a con man running, although it doesn't look like a con man at first, but he's, it's not a spoiler, but it's like a religious revival comes to a small town.
Yeah.
You know, and he's doing the whole up on the stage, heal people and stuff like that. But it's all a con job you see behind the thing where how they're doing it and all that stuff. But then stuff starts to happen and all. It was a surprisingly deep drama movie for Steve Martin. Very strange. I don't like the way it went.
Yep, I've seen Radio Flyer, Steven. I agree with you.
Radio Flyer is good.
Yep.
It was going to be on my list, but
Hoffa was this year.
Hoffa was this year. Passenger 57, Medicine Man. Like there are some
Always Bet on Black. Medicine Man. I had not thought about this movie until I looked at this list since this moment. I'm pretty sure I watched this movie like 10 times that year.
Good. That's a good one.
So
Cutting
last
Edge was mentioned. Under Siege.
Oh. No Seagal.
Oh
This is a Seagal-free zone. No.
Erica Leniak, man.
Under Siege was good.
Did anybody last week mention LA Story?
It was talked about. I don't know if it was on the list, but we talked about it.
That was such a bizarre movie. I loved it.
LA Story.
Yeah, Mice and Men
Steve
with
Martin.
what's his name?
Oh, yes. Yeah, was that the one where the billboards were talking to him?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, no,
yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Like it had almost like text or something talking to him, and like the not billboards, but the driving things or whatever. Yeah. That was interesting. Yeah.
Have either of you seen? There's so many others too.
Single white female.
Single White Female, Scent of a Woman, Mighty Dog. There's a ton.
Oh, Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Yep. Have either of you seen, or anybody in the chat seen, Noises Off?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Noises Off. I don't know. I haven't watched it in a while. That's why I didn't put it on my list. But I remember loving it. It's John Ritter, Christopher Reeves, Carol Burnett. They're
Backstage
all
at a play,
actors in a play, but things start going wildly. It's another Michael Caine where he's the director of the show. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth watching. I don't know if it holds off, but Noises Off. I remember getting such a kick out of that movie.
Yeah. Evan's just inventing movies that never really existed, so I don't know why he's saying stuff.
Like what? Alien 3?
Yeah.
Alien 3 was 92.
No, I don't think that ever existed.
Yeah, no, that was 92. Yeah,
I don't think that ever came out. He's just making things up now.
No, it exists. It exists.
Nope, I don't think so. Universal Soldier.
Yep, Universal Soldier.
It's a dumb movie, but it was fun.
It was, Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
Candyman.
Did you ever see Deep Cover?
Yep.
Lawrence Fishburne, Jeff Goldblum.
Yes.
Yeah, like almost like a poetic kind of thing over, like narration over it and stuff. I really
Lawnmower Man was that year too.
Yep.
Really, I missed that one. That I liked it at the time. I'm sure I would hate it now. It's one of those movies.
I like Jeff Fahey in a lot of stuff. So.
Oh, Sleepwalkers. Oh, that was such a bad movie, but I did like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I liked it, but I knew it was bad at the time I was liking it. It's one of those movies.
A guilty pleasure movie from that year was The Cutting Edge for me.
Yeah.
That one?
DB Sweeney, Moira Kelly, figure skating.
The hockey player can't play hockey anymore. He becomes a figure skater.
Oh, I remember the trailers for that. I never watched it.
Yep. That's a good one.
Don't challenge.
Yeah. Eric came out in 92.
Yeah.
Sleepwalkers is your Hudson Hawk. That's good. Good one.
That's funny. Yeah. So many good 92 ones, but I feel like I have a longer list for 93. It's going to be.
I do too.
Yeah, 93 is going to be tough. 94, another one.
I've narrowed it down to 23 for 93.
Bram Stoker is not 92.
Yep.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. It's on my list.
Bram Stoker's Dracula is number 2. 92.
Yep.
It beat the all-time vampire debut, which was Fright Night before that.
Well, are you sure it's 92? I thought it was 93.
You can look it up.
Have it written. Well, then this list is invalid because that's my number 1.
I'm surprised that nobody had Stop or My Mom Will Shoot on their list.
Yeah.
Are you surprised?
Not really, no.
Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula is my number 1 if that's the case.
Yeah, it was 92.
Wow. Okay. I don't know why I thought it was 93 for some reason.
You got to redo your 93 list.
I know. It's right there. Well, I haven't put them in order, so that's pretty easy. Ooh, I got a good one right there for 93. Oh, a bunch of good ones, actually. Yeah, we're going to step all over each other for 93.
I bet. You want to say bye? Luca came over and said he wants to say bye.
He's telling you it's time to get off. I want to say goodbye and make them go away, so you'll pay attention to me.
I know.
That's Matt.
That's Matt.
Who's that?
I know.
That's Chris.
That's it.
How do you not know? You've seen me every week of your life.
He knows. He knows.
Like and subscribe. You can see some of us here. Hit the thumbs and the bells and all that stuff.
Dating game kiss, Luca. Mwah.
Aw, you can blow kisses?
Oh.
You gonna get down?
Hey, we got some clicks.
You want to say bye? Yeah?
Get them
I
sweet.
want to say bye, Matthew.
Well, thanks for having me on, guys. This was
Yeah, it was fun. It's great. Next week, like we said, we're gonna have Eric Lang on, and we're gonna do a surprise top something. I probably won't even put it on the thumbnail. You'll have to watch to see what the top 5 is.
Top 5 numbers you think are in my head right now. No.
7,
Let's
3.
do top 5 question mark with Eric Lang.
Top 5 question marks.
Top 5 question marks.
I think the Times New Roman is probably one of my favorites.
Over Helvetica? Really?
I'm kidding.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was our list. Like it or not. And we're going to have more of them. We'll come back next week with Eric, but after that, maybe we'll do 93. I don't know what our schedule is, so we'll have to check that out. But
that next Monday will be the Monday after Origins. So.
Oh, and I'm going to miss that Monday, I think, because I'm going to be in LA.
We're here for the
Who's
24th.
going to Origins?
Matt, are you going to Origins, Matt?
I'm not going. The next con I'm going to is QsCon.
Oh, that's good to hear. I mean, it sucks I won't see you at any of the
Little
others.
plug.
Pretty cool. I'll see you in Syracuse.
Yeah.
Nice. Nika's excited.
Awesome. All right. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. Tell us in the comments if you're watching this not live. Tell us in the comments which will be your top 5, and like, subscribe, all that stuff. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah. See you. Good to see you, Matt.
Yeah, you too, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, it's fun.